What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Jay on the Segway. Look, today's video is a non-sponsored video, but someone had to pay for something in this video, and this guy did it. So I am the sponsor for today's video. This video was not influenced by anyone but myself, but more importantly, Connie, the homie Connie. The link to her channel is in the comments below, so get over there and holla at her. So today's video basically is going to be about the Garmin XT and the XT2. In this video, you will see the XT2, but all you got to do is follow along with the XT. You're looking for the bird's eye view. That's why you're here, right? You want to know what that is. What is the bird's eye view? The bird's eye view is basically the Garmin's ability to show you topography lines on a map and to show you like the Earth view on Google Maps. When do you use bird's eye view? Because you don't want to just have bird's eye view, you don't want to download the maps with the bird's eye view for everything. Like first of all, the Garmin XT2 and the XT can only hold up to 256 gigabytes of the mini SD card storage. So you guys you're going to be limited just by that alone. Secondly, they will use like the more space you use on the SD card, even though it's on the SD card and not on the actual device itself, the more space you use on those cards, the slower the Garmin will be when it comes to loading up those maps with the bird's eye view information on it. So be mindful of that. So I'm going on a trip. I was going to go to Canada, but that's just, plans have changed, things change. Of course, you guys know that. But I am going to be going northeast as far as the United States go. I'm going to be doing Maine and stuff like that, New York, Virginia. So I'm going to be hitting up a couple of states. Certain areas, you may want to see the Google Maps Earth view, where you can see the trees, the actual buildings, the roads themselves. Like you can see how they actually look from a satellite's point of view. That's what bird's eye is. So what you're going to do is follow the video, because I'm going to show you how to do it in the video, and then enjoy it. First things first, turn on your Garmin XT or XT2. Second one, make sure the Garmin XT or XT2 is connected to some sort of internet connection. So how do you do that? Well, make sure you're near a Wi-Fi source. You could use your cell phone. If you pull down on your top of your screen for you Android guys, you pull down a second time, you want to look for a wireless hotspot. Definitely make sure that your service provider actually gives you hotspot data, and that is a certain amount, or at least a sufficient amount to use for something like this. Because why? Let me show you. Now to find the Wi-Fi, you hit this one right down here, okay? And you're looking for Wi-Fi connection. And then you're just going to do Wi-Fi, make sure it's enabled. All right, and then you're going to hit search for networks. And since I've already paired this GPS with my internet for my phone, here we are. Turn off your high beams. Gonna press it to make sure it connects. Okay, and it says connected to, turn off your high beams, which means yeah, turn off your high beams. People, if you drive around one night with your high beams on, turn them off. Okay, so you guys saw what I just did there. You hit these little 4 boxes right here. You want to hit bird's eye direct, and to start a new download, because these are downloads that I've already started before previously, okay? Now, you see here it says Kansas City area is downloading 84.8%. That's how far it got the last time before I had to disconnect from my internet, because it was taking awfully too long. But to start a new one, you're going to hit this little arrow down here, and you're going to select the area on the map. Now, if you want to pick a specific area without looking manually on the map, you can hit location. You can hit all these different options: ultimate public campgrounds, trendy places, categories, home, address, Garmin Explorer waypoint, national parks. They give you so many options. Now, let's just say I'm going to hit, so under the search, right? If you just hit the search bar right here, it's only going to look for places near Winnemucca, which is where I'm closest to right now. You can see Winnemucca. If you want to change that, you have to hit the Winnemucca and then hit a different city, where I am now, recent destination, waypoint. These are all your highlighted options that you can pick. Now, I'm going to pick a different city. I'm going to pick Halifax, right? You have to hit the city to change this to like another state or another country. Halifax is going to show up. I'm going to hit Halifax. and it's going to be Nova Scotia, because that's where I'm planning on going this year on my trip. So I'm gonna hit this one right here. I'm gonna put downtown and see what happens. What we want to do now is we want to get in the area. So you're like, oh man, there's a whole bunch of options. How do I know? Well, you see this on the top right? That's your map button. If you hit that, it'll show you Halifax on a map. Now, all you have to do, guys, is zoom out, if it allows you to. Everything that you see on the screen will be downloaded. So I'm going to hit search here. Okay. Now it says Hampton Inn, whatever. You can select somewhere geographically in the middle of the city, right? I'm going to put my finger right there, touch the screen. Watch what happens. I'm going to hit select. That's not what I want, right? But now I have a scaled out version of what I want to look at. See, I want to get all of this stuff. I want to see all the details for everything. So in order to broaden that blue box, you see that blue box? That is everything that will be downloaded for this information for the bird's eye view. So you have, as far as location, we're just going to leave it the location right there, right? I'm going to hit details. You got high, standard, and highest. Highest is going to show you points of interest on a map. It's going to show you all the city streets. It's going to show you a lot of detailed information. Most people will hit high. I usually go highest, but you see, that's 49 megabytes. I'm going to hit save, right? That's 45 megabytes if I do 5 square miles. As you can see on the map, 5 square miles is not really covering enough. So if you hit size, sorry, go back. You hit size, it says 5 miles. So how do you know what's the maximum amount? Well, this changes. If you do low, it's going to be even a higher square miles. If you do medium, it's going to be a lower, and do highest, it's going to go less. For example, let me show you. We just selected highest, right? So it shows you, as soon as you delete everything that's up there already, it says max is 67.4 square miles. I'm going to put 67, right? So you can see how much bigger that blue box just became. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now it's showing you way more than just the Halifax city area, like way more. And that's what it'll download. So let's just say you don't want it that big. You just make that size smaller. That's the highest detail. If I put high detail, that value for the size is going to increase. Remember, it's at 67.4. Now it's 134.8. So you have to figure out how much detail do you really want. Now, in my opinion, I would tell you either high or highest. But here's a kick to that. And you can see if we do highest, the max is going to be 8 gigabytes for this much. For everything that's highlighted in this blue box, it's going to be 8 gigabytes, 67 square miles of data. So you want to make sure that your internet, if you're using it off your phone, you want to make sure you have 8 gigabytes worth of 8 gigabytes worth of data available on your hotspot. Okay. Now save to. Now this is the kicker here. If you hit save to, I got 17 gigabytes of Jesus Christ. That's not a lot now, is there? I have a 32 gigabyte memory card in this GPS. So if you're one of those people who's doing a really, really big road trip and you plan on copying a lot of the information from a lot of different areas, you want to keep that in mind. These Garmin devices have minimally spec'd processors in them. Now I'm mentioning this because you can put 256 gigabytes of memory in this thing. However, the more memory you use on that SD card, the slower this device will get, because the processor isn't powerful enough to quickly graze through all of the data that you think you plan on installing or downloading onto that memory card. I know it's a micro SD card and it's an external card, but the processor still has to sort through it and sift through it when it comes to maps. So if you are going to navigate with this GPS to an area that you've downloaded, the 8 gigabytes right here, just remember, my guys and gals, and you can adjust this. You see what's happening here? I'm going to touch the Halifax, and you can move that around just so you guys know. But just be aware that the Garmin will slow down the more you download onto that SD card. But so you guys want to know what that looks like, right? Birdseye Direct. Let me go to my map. I have an area downloaded on my map. I'm going to zoom out. Look at that. And it's pretty dope, isn't it? There's that for you flat earthers. So let's go down to Manhattan, Kansas, which is where I live. And you can see that Garmin will do some ghost tracing based off of where you've been, where it's been tracking you, whether you had it navigating you or not. I've been kind of moving around. So we're going to go to home. Okay. We're going to zoom in. I have home downloaded with the Birdseye. So the Birdseye will allow you, as you can see here, to see all the streets, and you can see the fields and everything like that, the buildings. So if you click this one right here on the top right, they look like 3 pages stacked on each other. These are all the different types of categories that are connected to or affiliated with the Birdseye view. Okay, contour lines, campgrounds, bookmark, and these are all just different layers. Okay, Birdseye view right here. If you turn it off, note how the map changes. It just goes to a default setting where you can still see street names, etc., but you don't see any of the buildings. You do not see the topography of the, or should I say, you don't see the fields and all that type of stuff. So I'm gonna hit Birdseye, and it's gonna go back. Now I have this already downloaded. That's why you are able to see it. So that's what Birdseye is. Birdseye is basically just a feature that allows you to download the Google Maps Earth version of the map that you want to, download when you do go to Birdseye and you highlight a section like I was just showing you. So that's pretty much it, guys. And so, what do you guys think? Look, if you have any questions, any further questions, Birdseye view is a lot simpler than you think it is, okay? But if you have any questions furthering on anything you saw in this video or didn't see in this video, put it in the comments below, and I will absolutely get back to you as soon as possible. However, don't forget to go check out G's Moto. Like I said, I put the link to her videos or the link to her channel in the comments below. She's new to moto vlogging, so if you guys do moto vlog or you do ride places, she's gonna need some pointers on places to go. She's down there in Houston, Texas, so somewhere in the Texas area and then the neighboring states. If you guys can help her out, get over there, check her channel out. She's new, she's fresh, so guide her along the way. Help me help you, help her, help me help us, the riding community. So Jay on the Segway, man, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. And if you have any video ideas, just put it in the comments below. Keep me busy, because life is keeping me busy. All right, so peace.